welcome to another edition of Diplomatic Channel. I am Amarachi Ubani. Our conversation continues over the fate of Nigerians in diaspora in the face of the coronavirus pandemic. Remember my guest, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Diaspora and Foreign Relations, had put out some numbers Nigerians outside the country can reach them on for any assistance. If you missed it, you can watch that episode again on youtube.com/channelsweb. Just go to the playlist, look for Diplomatic Channel, and there you have it. And this week, the chairman of the Nigeria Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike Dabiri-Erewa, says the Nigerian government has directed all its missions abroad to compile a list of citizens willing to return home. This is a sequel to requests by some Nigerians stranded abroad in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. So, interested Nigerians willing to return home are to provide their information to the mission in their respective host countries. And for countries where a lockdown exists already, they are to go online and fill a form provided by the NIDCOM at its website. I have joining me now the chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike Dabiri-Erewa, on the program. Mrs. Dabiri-Erewa, thank you for joining us on Diplomatic Channel. And this is a huge step for the Nigerian government. It was only a week ago I was talking to a colleague of yours here in Lagos about the help the Nigerian government is giving to those who may be stranded abroad. Could you give us more detail on this plan?
In line with the federal government's desire to ensure Nigerians all over the world are taken care of, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has reached out to all the missions to start by compiling names of Nigerians who are stranded, and people are already complying with that. However, there are rules and regulations to it. So it's likely that part of the rules will be you need to have tested negative for coronavirus, because it's also important to ensure that we also play safe. So it's likely that we'll be asking Nigerians, test yourselves wherever you are, and you'll be able to board the flight. That is one. Two, when you come into the country, compulsory 2 weeks quarantine. It's compulsory. When you come into the country, you're not going home. You're going to go into isolation for 2 weeks. And we're working at getting a decent place for that, depending on the flights we get. So, what else? Right now, the compilation is ongoing. But like I said, after the compilation, we now look at the numbers and the flights that will be available. And then, as the federal government also said, you'll be responsible for your flight tickets. And most Nigerians don't really have a problem with that. Most that have contacted us are those that were actually stranded. Maybe they went for a vacation or something, went for one thing or the other, and couldn't come back. So we'll do what we can. By next week, we'll be getting data from the various missions and start working on arrangements. So when the missions come up with the names, there'll be forms to fill, and you have to accept these rules before you can even board.
Will there be a background check on these Nigerians who have indicated interest in returning home to make sure that they're not running away from the law, or that the purpose for their wanting to return does check out?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That will definitely be done. Your documents will be looked. If you see the forms that the missions are giving them, all those details are stated. Some are saying you overstayed your visa. If you overstayed your visa, it has to be the period of coronavirus. So if your visa says it expired last week and you're stranded, we understand that. So that will that will exclude a lot of people. So you have to be genuine travelers. You're not escaping from the law. Somebody said to me, well, UN law says take everybody. I don't think UN law says commit crime and run away. So all that will be done. Those who said they overstayed their visas or said they have expired passports, there must be a reason. So if you overstayed your visa, if it is this period of coronavirus, no problem. But if you overstayed your visa, like last year, you're not because of coronavirus, it may be difficult. So yes, there'll be background check. It will not even be easy to get on board without this check being done. And we'll be working with credible airlines. So all that will definitely be in place. So for those who qualify, we know you're stranded for one or the other. You also have to ensure that you're coronavirus free. Then you get on board. And when you come home, 2 weeks compulsory isolation. Those are the rules, some of the rules I will be coming up with.
What about those married to citizens of their host countries? Will the spouses be allowed to travel with them?
Well, let's see the applications we get. We haven't received that. We've been receiving some frequently asked questions, which we're replying to. I haven't gotten that. We know there's the lady who said her children have no passports. And the question is, how can your children have no passports and you're abroad? If you have the children there, they should have a passport. If it's a foreign passport, you are the mother, so it's okay. But you can't tell me you don't have any passport at all and you want to come home. So, like I said, there'll be scrutiny. If indeed it's your wife and you show proof, there are things that the missions will definitely do due diligence. And many questions being answered, we're answering a lot of questions. I haven't come across that, but when we do get those questions, we will deal with them.
Also, upon arrival, will these Nigerians be receiving any assistance from government, or will it just be a case of all man for himself?
For most people are people that actually traveled and got stranded. Like there's a mother that had 2 children are stranded in the UK. The UK schools have closed down, and for 5 months. So she wants her kids back at home because she doesn't want to leave them with strangers. So you treat each case on its own merit. There's a guy who says he can't afford the ticket. We said, okay, let's see what can be done. So you treat each case on merit. You don't just say blanket thing. You have to look at the requirements, the rules. But these are basically people who just want to come back home. And they're even saying the 2-week quarantine, they're ready to pay for their hotels. So we take each case as they come. But these are people who are actually stranded genuinely. So would you do less? So what kind of help are you giving somebody who went on a vacation and got stranded? So it depends. We treat each case on its own merit. There are some that need help, and I'm sure we'll look at them, but each on its own merit.
Thanks again, Mrs. Dabiri Erewa. Let's make a quick check on other discussions in diplomatic circles, followed by a break. When we come back, we'll be discussing some more on Nigerians in diaspora. Just as Nigerians want to return to the country, some foreigners here want to return to theirs. Career Ambassador Akin Fayomi will be discussing where that leaves diplomatic relations when citizens are returning to home countries. Just stay with us.